Good, happy Friday morning, June 4th, 2021. I'm Riley King, and welcome to this Friday morning edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. We have a lot of news to get to this Friday morning, so let's begin. First up, New Hampshire vaccine supply exceeding demand. Active cases continue to fall. Governor wants to send excess to Canada. Let's take a listen to that video from WR News 9, Mike Cronin.
Their reviews? Our reviews.
I'm so happy.
Find out what we're all about at adamvroofing.com.
Cases continue to drop, and nearly half the state is fully vaccinated, to the point where Governor Chris Sununu says New Hampshire now has an excess supply. President Biden is encouraging vaccine incentives, but Sununu says that's not needed here.
Obviously, we're going to keep pushing the message. Vaccines are really how we get back to normal. It's been a huge assistance in allowing us to lead the rest of the nation. But again, other states are doing the incentives because they're way behind. They're trying to catch up to where we are.
Sununu wants to send extra vaccines to Canada to help reopen the U.S.-Canadian border.
The federal government, and I've made this plea to Washington, we're waiting to hear from the president. We have directly asked him, can we give our vaccine to Canada? Will that help open the border?
In long-term care facilities, the state says the vaccination rate is almost 100%. And though there have been some breakthrough COVID cases, they're mild, giving officials confidence that group homes can make more progress in reopening.
As much as things are opened up, there's still visits, families are back in the facilities, it's not as robust as what it was pre-pandemic. So I do think we still have a ways to go.
The state says almost 90% of those 65 and older chose to get the shot. It's only 30% among the youngest age group, but that's expected to improve.
Especially as we push vaccine out into our healthcare provider offices and kids can access vaccine through their pediatrician.
The state is also trying to encourage the vaccine among racial and ethnic groups by making additional opportunities available for them. In Concord, Mike Cronin, WR News.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Senate GOP majority passes $13 billion budget, including measures addressing critical race theory, abortion restrictions, new education freedom accounts program, also part of the Republicans' sweeping budget spending policy plan. Some businesses that didn't sustain expected losses will need to repay grants, governor says. State launches new program to let businesses deduct COVID-19 related expenses. Let's take a listen to that video from WR News 9.
I think what sets us apart is the fact that our technicians live and breathe only chimneys. It's not a part of our company.
Well, you may recall last year, the Main Street Relief Fund paid out federal grant money to thousands of New Hampshire businesses. But now some of those businesses will be required to give some of the money back. Governor Chris Sununu says the federal government is requiring businesses that had extra revenue to return any excess grant money. But instead of going back to the government, the state is creating a new program that will allow those businesses to deduct COVID-related expenses. They'll be allowed to claim reopening costs, payments that were made while being forced to close, as well as safety improvements. And in doing so, that could offset some of the money that would have to be returned. Any grant dollars that are sent back will be reinvested into the state to funds that will benefit live venues and lodging.
I do suspect at the end of the day, some businesses just did very, very well, had very few expenses, and unfortunately some of those dollars, per the federal government's guidelines, will have to be recouped. But then we just send them right back out again. We'll put them back out in new programs.
And Sununu says the state will end up contacting each of those businesses that ended up receiving a grant. Reporting live in Concord, Mike Cronin, WMUR News.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Governor has no plans for vaccination initiatives as COVID-19 numbers continue to fall. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Their reviews, our reviews.
I'm so happy.
Find out what we're all about at adamvroofing.com.
President Joe Biden is calling for a national month of action to get the U.S. to a 70% across-the-board vaccination rate. But Governor Chris Sununu says New Hampshire is doing well enough on its own that he doesn't really believe this effort applies to the granite state. And even as the president touts state and national vaccine incentives, Sununu still says he has a moral objection to doing that here.
Now, obviously, we're going to keep pushing the message. Vaccines are really how we get back to normal. It's been a huge assistance in allowing us to lead the rest of the nation. But again, other states are doing the incentives because they're way behind.
There are only 2 remaining long-term care facility outbreaks in the state. Health officials say those cases tend to be among the unvaccinated, with some facilities now boasting close to 100% vaccination rates.
All of our vaccinations have, they're 95%, 97%. So we expect to see some breakthrough cases, and we're definitely seeing some of those in long-term care. We have new admissions. We have residents that didn't get vaccinated or got 1 dose of vaccination.
So New Hampshire's numbers look good. The governor says he still expects an uptick in cases this fall, but it should be nowhere near the scope of what we endured in 2020.
I have no doubt you'll see a bit of a surge, but I'm very, very confident that it is nothing that we can't manage.
One note on the homebound vaccination front, the state says it has now made more than 4,000 house calls, all around the state to people who are homebound to administer vaccine. We're told there are 137 people left on that list. Reporting live in Concord, Adam Sexton, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. State continues implementation of vaccine registry. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Their reviews, our reviews.
I'm so happy.
Find out what we're all about at adamvroofing.com.
Immunization registries are considered a best practice by the CDC.
It compiles that information on your immunizations across all of the different locations where you could get a vaccine, whether it be the hospital, a pharmacy, or your primary care provider office.
Available in every state except New Hampshire until last spring. After decades of planning, delayed by privacy concerns, the rollout here of the Immunization Information System, or IIS, unfortunately coinciding with the pandemic.
In New Hampshire, we didn't have a registry to rely on, so we implemented other systems like CDC's VAMS, and we created Vinny quickly to be able to serve in this function because the registry wasn't quite ready yet.
But implementation has continued with larger practices and pharmacies that provide a vaccine of any kind, a process that requires training and, for now, entering data in both their own medical record systems and the IIS.
It does create extra work just because we do have to especially for our pediatric patients, because nobody exists in the system yet.
Still a lot of logistics ahead, like interfacing systems.
It has been, a lot of work, but it is really, really exciting.
A very exciting opportunity for us here in New Hampshire to bring us in line with the 21st century in terms of the electronic availability of information.
By law, a practice or an individual can opt out, but Dr. Daly underscores that the information is secure and confidential. It's hoped that technical interfacing will streamline the process in the next few months. We're live in Portsmouth. Jennifer Crompton, WMUR News.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. New Hampshire House rejects Bruce's right-to-work bill on key roll call of 199 to 175. A close vote had been expected, but those predictions were wrong. First, look at Spider-Man ride food at Avengers Campus. Let's take a look at that right now. From ABC7 LA.
Looking at the sky, a certain sunny way of life. Baby, unleash your brighter side. Don't stop the feeling. Na, 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 na. Hey, na, 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 na. Don't stop the feeling.
Heroes Assemble, the all-new Avengers campus at Disney California Adventure Park, opens this Friday. And whether you're a die-hard superfan or brand new to the MCU, this place really does have something for everyone.
Avengers Campus is all of Earth's mightiest heroes coming together to create this place where guests can train. You can see the Dora Milaje in action and learn some of their moves. Ant-Man and the Wasp are using Pym particles to supersize and shrink food right there on your plate. We've got Doctor Strange, Iron Man, and even Spider-Man here at the Worldwide Engineering Brigade.
And guests will now have the opportunity to team up with Spidey and save the day on the brand new ride, Web Slingers, a Spider-Man adventure.
Expect a fully immersive experience. So you're riding around in our web vehicles. You can ride the ride and sling these webs like Spider-Man, and it doesn't take anything extra but your 3D glasses. You can get on with kids. There's no height requirement, so get the whole family involved. And you guys just team up, have fun.
And when your appetite has been worked up from battling the spider bots, you can head over to the Ant-Man and the Wasp-inspired Pym Test Kitchen for foods and drinks of all sizes.
And the exciting things about Pym's Test Kitchen is we are shrinking problems and growing solutions.
Utilizing the revolutionary shrink and grow technology of Pym particles, guests can enjoy tiny treats or shareable bites. And of course, you can't leave a new Disney Resorts land without indulging in some exclusive shopping at the all-new Web Suppliers store.
Like, how could we bring webs to the masses? So it started out as a role-play toy where you can shoot your own webs. Kids can make their own gamma goo. We've got ways to make your own spider webs. You can color them, stretch them, use them.
In addition to the gamma goo and spider webs, guests can take home their very own Iron Man technology or the same spider bots from the ride. Avengers Campus isn't just fun, it's engaging, it's interactive, it's Marvel. The campus opens up to the next generation of superheroes this Friday.
Hello, I'm Mark Brown. Get more great ABC7 content by clicking.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And thank you for joining us for this Friday morning edition of the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your Friday, and I'll see you back here tomorrow for another newscast. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.